2023 NASCAR updates. While the 2023 NASCAR season is only a few weeks away, there has been plenty of news during the offseason that has highlighted significant changes to the racing environment. So today, on Racing Rush, we have put together some important updates for NASCAR fans to know before the next season. Stay tuned till the very end to find out what's going on in NASCAR. But before we dive into that, make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon so you never miss an update. First, let's get to know about the overall changes in venues. The NASCAR schedule for 2023 has been changed in two major ways. North Carolina's historic North Wilkesboro Speedway will host a Cup Series race for the first time since 1996, but it won't be for points. In September, the venue announced that NASCAR had chosen it to host the annual All-Star race as part of its 75th anniversary celebrations. North Wilkesboro had been going down for a long time, but locals and many people in the racing industry, including Dale Earnhardt Jr., have been working to bring it back up. Earnhardt Jr. drove the green number 3 Sundrop car he used to drive in the 1990s in a late model race at North Wilkesboro a week before the All-Star race was announced. On the same weekend as the Cup Series race, there will also be a race for the Craftsman Truck Series. The other venue change went against the current trend, but it was also an attempt by NASCAR to try something new. Road America, located in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, was removed from the schedule of the Cup Series and replaced with the Chicago Street Race. This occurred after several years, during which other road courses were added to the program. Road America, which was added to the Cup Series schedule in 2021, will still hold an Xfinity Series race next season on July 29th. The Chicago Street Race will be the first of its kind for NASCAR. It will take place the weekend of July 1st. Unlike the last Cup Series race, which was held in the suburb of Joliet at Chicagoland Speedway, the street circuit race will be held in downtown Chicago. Although a suggested map of the course is now available, the duration of the race, as well as the official title sponsor, has not yet been disclosed. Now get to know about the drivers and the teams. The cars in next year's NASCAR race won't have one long-time standard number and paint scheme. This is a bummer for people who like to see these combinations. Kyle Busch and Joe Gibbs Racing broke up after 15 years together. This was made public in September. In December 2021, Busch's longtime sponsor Mars Inc. announced that it would leave NASCAR after the 2022 season. This meant that the yellow number 18 M&M's car would be driven for the last time in 2022. In the months that followed, Busch and JGR were not able to extend or renew their contract, so Busch moved to Richard Childress Racing. Busch will take over the number 8 car at RCR. He'll replace Tyler Reddick, who moved to 2311 Racing, which is owned by Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin. Reddick had his own contract situation in 2022, and he moved to 2311 in the middle of July, right after his first Cup Series win. Reddick had planned to join his new team in 2024, but a few weeks after Busch joined RCR, 2311 bought out the rest of his contract. Kurt Busch said that he would stop racing full-time in 2023, so Reddick will take over the number 45 car. Busch got a concussion at the Pocono race last year when he crashed during qualifying. After he was unable to receive medical clearance for the subsequent 5 races, he withdrew his request for a medical waiver for the playoffs. As a result, he was forced to sit out the remainder of the season. Zane Smith, who won the Craftsman Truck Series last year, will be running in some Cup Series races for Front Row Motorsports. And Austin Hill's taking over for Noah Gragson as the driver for the Small Beard Motorsports team, which is going from 4 races to 6. Jimmy Johnson, who has won the Cup Series 7 times, will return to NASCAR as a part owner and driver. Johnson made a deal with Richard Petty to get a piece of Petty GMS, and he'll drive for Petty GMS in the upcoming Daytona 500. Johnson's going to run a limited NASCAR schedule now that he is racing an IndyCar. Chandler Smith, who is from North Georgia and has won 5 Truck Series races, will drive for Colleague Racing full-time in the Xfinity Series in 2023. The 20-year-old from Pickens County will drive the number 16 car that A.J. Allmendinger used to drive. Next year, Allmendinger will be driving full-time in the Cup Series. As was already said, Craftsman has replaced Camping World as the title sponsor for the Truck Series. From 1996 to 2008, Craftsman was the sponsor. From 2009 to 2018, Camping World took over. Before Camping World came back for the 2021 and 2022 seasons, the series was sponsored for 2 seasons by Gander Outdoors. If we talk about the main changes in the NASCAR Xfinity Series lineup, then Joe Gibbs Racing made it official that Sammy Smith and John Hunter Nemechek will be their full-time drivers in 2023. Ryan Truex will drive the All-Star car for JGR for 6 races. Sage Karam is going back to Alpha Prime, and Brett Moffitt has a full-time seat with AM Racing. Two of the most visible spots on the Xfinity Series grid were taken by the guys most people thought would take them. Sammy Smith did well in his part-time job driving the JGR All-Star car, which put him in the lead for a drive. Smith will drive for Joe Gibbs Racing in the number 18 Toyota Supra. Nemechek moves up from the Truck Series to the NASCAR Xfinity Series, where he will race full-time. Nemechek's one of the few drivers who deserve to be there. Nemechek won 7 Truck Series races with Kyle Busch Motorsports in 2021 and 2022. And in 2020, he was a full-time Cup Series driver for Front Row Motorsports. In 2019, he finished his last full-time Xfinity Series season. John Hunter will drive the number 20 Toyota Supra for Joe Gibbs Racing instead of Ty Gibbs's number 54. When JGR announced that Nemechek would be driving the number 20 car, they posted a video about the number 20 car's history in the Xfinity Series. That leaves just the All-Star number 19, which Ryan Truex will drive for at least 6 races in 2023. Truex ran 5 races for JGR in 2022, and he finished in the top 5 in 3 of them. Truex has been racing in NASCAR's National Series for a long time. He even drove for Joe Gibbs Racing in 2011 and 2012. Sage Karam's been racing in the U.S. for a long time, and he'll be back with Alpha Prime Racing in 2023 for a few races. Karam moved up the Indy ladder by racing open-wheel cars and has been to the Indianapolis 500 9 times. Karam also raced in the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, including a full-time season with 3 GT Racing in 2018. He also tried his hand at Rallycross in both the American Rallycross Series and the Nitro Rallycross Series. Brett Moffitt, who drove the number 02 Our Motorsports Chevy for most of the 2022 season, will drive full-time for AM Racing in 2023. AM will switch from Chevy to Ford to work with Stewart-Haas Racing and Ford Performance on technology. The NASCAR Xfinity Series is AM Racing's first full-time season. Next is NASCAR Cup Series, so let's see what lineup it has. When it comes to drivers whose races will be compared every week, Ty Gibbs and Noah Gragson are about to start driving full-time in the Cup Series, which will add to their heated rivalry. Gibbs beat Gragson to win the 2022 Xfinity Series Championship. During that season, they both won 15 races and finished in the top 10 49 times. The year ended on a bad note because Gragson criticized his rival in the week before Phoenix for making it impossible for Brandon Jones to get into the championship 4 with his team. They may have gotten over their differences, but now they'll be competing against each other for the Rookie of the Year award, even though neither is a true rookie in the Cup Series. Gibbs is now working full-time for Joe Gibbs Racing, and Gragson will race for Petty GMS. Last season, A.J. Allmendinger shared the number 16 Chevrolet with Noah Gragson and Daniel Hemrick for 18 races. Since 2007, he's now started 394 times in the NASCAR Cup Series. Allmendinger's best at road courses, but in his 12 starts on ovals this season, he had 4 top 10 finishes. Matt Collig and team president Chris Rice liked what they saw enough to put him back in a Cup Series car full-time for 2023. That was good news for Dinger fans, and great news for the racing media, since Allmendinger is always fun to talk to. Ryan Preece, on the other hand, is getting a second chance. Preece spent last season as a backup driver for Stewart-Haas Racing. He had to leave JTG Daugherty when the company shrunk. Preece is taking Cole Custer's place in the SHR Cup Series. Tony Stewart, who's also a co-owner, is in charge of the team. So what's your thoughts regarding all of this? Let us know in the comments section below. And that's all about the updates on NASCAR's upcoming season. We hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see even more of our videos on NASCAR updates.